Hey, I told you I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to talk about being addicted to cigarettes, which the only addiction I've ever had. Um, it started out with like the little small pencil like cigarettes, and it was something that I really did not want anyone to know that I smoked. And I used to only smoke at certain times or um, like basically just hiding in order to smoke. And and then further in, it became being a little bit more open with it, long as I didn't care if it was around people that I didn't know because they didn't know me. So it was okay. And but as far as family, friends, no. I didn't even want them to smell it, the smoke on me. Um, and then got really comfortable with smoking cigarettes to where um, I basically, it was like I was having this conversation with this. Right now, I came to the realization, I'm going to call it a spirit. I came to the realization and started like compromising with this spirit of how it would stay, where would I place it in my life. And further in, it became okay, I know I want to keep you in my life. So I'm going to only smoke when I go to the casino. And it wasn't like I was going like often, but I was going. And it was probably about like trying to go like at least once a month or once every 2 months. And so I did express having discipline because I was able to be disciplined in only smoking in that certain space. And so, because I knew that when I went to the casino, I could like smoke like to no end, like take a pack, go pick up a pack of cigarettes and just smoke. And I believe it became more or less not going to the casino to actually win money, but it was that time that I knew I was going to have with those cigarettes. And I knew I could just smoke them back to back, back to back. And that's what it became. Like pick up a pack and nearly smoke a little bit over half of the pack while visiting the casino. And so, yeah, but those cigarettes, it had like a hold on me because it dictated before the negotiation of just going to the casino to smoke. Like getting up early or in the wee hours, having to smoke, or rushing through my meal because I knew I wanted to smoke right after eating, or drinking a cup of coffee and I knew I was going to want a cigarette during that time. And so it had a choke hold on me, and it dictated all of that. And that's when the had to have a talk with it and like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to be in this space and just do it at that time. So after not having the access to or not going to the casino as much, and then I was like, I negotiated and I said, okay, well, maybe I could do it here at my apartment, but not letting anybody know still, just doing it on the back porch. And then it became to the front porch. And then when I experienced that, when you get to the point of saying you're sick and tired of something, and I had gotten to that point of, okay, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of this thing. And at that time, I was watching these commercials of this man in a wheelchair and left in a room after smoking cigarettes for the longest. And it was like, and then I started to question and talk about my health. I'm having this conversation with me. Like, what does it look like if I keep on smoking these cigarettes? What does my body, what does it look like? What is the outcome of me giving so much or investing so much of me into this piece of paper with this stuff inside of it? And it was something so small that had this big hold on me. And that day, I'm sitting out on the porch, right out there, smoking this cigarette. And I said that this is it. I said, if you saw me sitting out there that day, on that particular day, you would have had no idea that me and our creator was having this conversation. You gotta hear me now. Having this conversation about this thing that had a hold of me that I no longer wanted to have a hold on me. I'm getting a little emotional here because I have this friend. And right now, at this moment, I'm not in contact with this friend. And I have so much love for this friend. And the last time that I spoke with this friend, I heard on the phone the struggle, the coughs. And this friend has expressed to me that it's been like started at a very young age with the cigarettes. And they figure that those cigarettes is like a part of them, and there's no other outlook on a life without those cigarettes. And I've expressed this, I've gave my testimony about that addiction that had a hold on me with the cigarettes. That addiction, I've said this story or this testimony a number of times, but I realized that, pardon me, I realized that sometimes when you're having a conversation and sometimes you're not always present, and I know this to be so because I experienced it on yesterday. I was in the company of someone, but I was hearing them, but I wasn't like present. It was like I was coming in and out. And so I'm hoping that this particular video finds my friend, and my friend is able to actually hear what I'm saying. But I sat out on that porch that day, and like I said, if you would have saw me sitting out there, you'd be like, oh, she's smoking her cigarette. But I'm in a full-fledged conversation with our Creator, expressing how much I did not want that spirit to have that hold on me any longer. I wanted it to be, I was so specific about what I wanted. And it was to be as if I never picked up a cigarette, like I never smelled a cigarette, like I never tasted a cigarette. I wanted it to be like it was never, ever a part of me. Like I never experienced it whatsoever. Like, what is a cigarette? That kind of thing. And I tell you, after going to bed that night and throughout the wee hours, I kept checking myself like, is the urge there? Is it there? And it wasn't there. I didn't get up in the wee hours to go smoke a cigarette. Okay? Then daylight. I'm still checking myself like, you want a cigarette? Is it there? Is that urge there? And that urge, okay, remember, I was saying all these things, specific things that I wanted, and not having that urge was one of them. But I kept checking myself, like, waiting to see, was it going to come about? But it never came. And that was the last time that cigarettes were ever a part of my being, me. It was no longer a part of me. I could walk by someone, I could see the cigarettes, see the packs. Nothing. Nothing. So it's like, it is this. It ain't like, it is. Ask and be specific. Ask and you shall receive. It happened to me. This is my testimony. And I want my friend to hear this. You done heard my testimony a number of times. But I hope you hear it, like really are able to hear it in this form. Because I truly love you, and you can have that life without something that has that big of a hold on you. It does exist. And I want you to truly know that I love you, I always will, always have. But I'll be